no, I can't even see you if you sit way over there.
I can see you.
Yeah, but that's no fair. I'm right here in the limelight. Yeah. That's better. Now I can see you. You comfortable?
Yes, thank you.
So am I. I'm as comfortable as a cow. Say, Laura, would you care for a stick of chewing gum?
No, thank you.
Well, I believe I will indulge. Say, just imagine the fortune made by the guy that invented the first piece of chewing gum. Amazing, huh? You know that the Wrigley Building is one of the sights of Chicago. I saw it summer before last at the Century of Progress. You take in the Century of Progress?
No, I didn't.
Well, it was a wonderful exposition, believe me. You know what impressed me the most? The Hall of Science. Gives you an idea of what the future will be like in America. Oh, and it's a lot more wonderful than the present time is. Say, Laura, your brother tells me you're shy, is that right?
I don't know.
You know, I judge you to be an old-fashioned type of girl. Oh, and I think that's a wonderful type to be. I hope you don't think I'm being too personal, do you?
Mr. O'Connor, I believe that I will have a piece of chewing gum, if you don't mind.
Oh.
Mr. O'Connor, have you kept up with your singing?
Singing? Me?
Yes, I remember what a beautiful voice you had.
You heard me sing?
Oh, yes, very often. Well, I don't suppose that you remember me at all.
You know, as a matter of fact, I did think I'd seen you somewhere before. You know, it was almost like I was about to remember your name, but the name I was about to remember wasn't a name, so I stopped myself before I said it.
Wasn't it Blue Roses?
Oh, my gosh. Yes, Blue Roses. I didn't connect you with high school somehow or other, but that's where it was. It was high school, huh? I didn't know you were Shakespeare's sister. Gee, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's all right. I didn't expect you to. We barely knew each other.
Yeah, but we did have a speaking acquaintance.
Yes, we spoke to each other.
Yeah, didn't we have a class and something or other together?
Yes, we did.
What class was that?
It was singing, chorus.
Oh.
I sat across the aisle from you in the auditorium Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Oh, I remember you now. You're the girl that always used to come in late.
Yes. Well, I had that brace on my leg back then. It was so hard for me getting up the stairs. It clumped so loud.
I never heard any clumping.
To me, it sounded like thunder.
I never even noticed.
Everybody was seated when I came in the room. I had to walk in front of all those people. My seat was in the back row. I had to go clumping up the aisle with everybody watching.
Oh, you shouldn't have been self-conscious.
I know. But I was.
Yeah, I remember you now. I used to call you Blue Roses. Well, I hope you didn't mind.
Oh, no, I liked it. You see, I wasn't acquainted with many people.
Yeah, I remember you kind of always stuck by yourself.
Well, I never had very much luck making friends.
Well, I don't know why you wouldn't.
Well, I started out badly.
Oh, you mean being
Yes, well, it always stood between me and other people.
Well, now, you shouldn't have let it.
I know, but I did.
So you were shy with people.
Well, I tried not to be, but I never could.
Overcome it?
No, I never could.
Yeah. I guess being shy is one of those things you kind of have to work out of gradually.
I guess that it takes
Time.
time.
See, you know something, Laura? People aren't so dreadful when you get to know them. That's what you have to remember. And everybody has problems. Not just you, practically everybody has problems. See, you think of yourself as being the only one who's disappointed. But you look around you a little bit. What do you see? Well, a lot of people, just as disappointed as you are. You take me, for instance. Boy, when I graduated high school, I sure thought I'd be a lot further along than I am now. Hey, you remember that wonderful write-up I had in the Torch?
Yes, I do.
Remember it said that I was bound to succeed in anything that I went into? What's that? Oh.
Here you are in the Pirates of Penzance.
Oh, my. The pirates. Oh, better far to live and die. Under the brave black flag I fly to play a sanctimonious part of pirate. Sang lead in that operetta.
So beautifully.
Oh.
Oh, yes, beautifully. Beautiful.
You heard me then, huh?
I heard you all 3 times.
No.
Yes,
You mean you saw all 3 performances?
yes.
What for?
Well, I wanted to ask you to autograph my program.
So why didn't you ask me?
Well, you were always so much surrounded by your own friends that I
Oh,
never
you
had
should
a
have just
chance.
come right up and said, hey, here's my program.
Well, I thought that you might think that I was,
Thought I might think you was what?
oh,
Oh. Yeah, I was beleaguered by females in those days.
you were terribly popular.
Yeah.
You had such a friendly way.
Oh, I was spoiled in high
No.
school.
Everybody liked you.
Including you?
Yes. Yes, I did too.
Hand me that program, Laura. There you are. Better late than never.
What a surprise.
Well, my signature's not worth very much right now. But maybe someday it'll increase in value. You know, being disappointed is one thing. Being discouraged is something else. Well, I may be disappointed, but I'm not discouraged. So, you finished high school?
Well, I got bad grades on my final
Oh,
examinations.
you mean you dropped out?
I didn't go back.